Ben, we're ready for you.
All right. So, 1985, my parents have their first kiddo. They would describe their first child as a beautiful baby girl with the most perfect heart-shaped lips. Now, this child was me. You can imagine growing up, I never really felt like a little girl, and I was lucky because my mom grew up as a tomboy, and so no one really thought too much about that, though I do have some vivid memories that I don't think my parents remember as vividly as I do. There were more maybe crises to navigate. One, for example, was my mom used to make our Halloween costumes growing up, and one year I really wanted to be Superman. Wanted to be Superman, and so mom's like, okay, so we buy the pattern for her to make the costume, and we pick up the Superwoman costume. Well, can you imagine, I'm in the store, I throw the biggest tantrum, losing my mind, because I did not want to be Superman. I did not want to be Superwoman, I wanted to be Superman. I wanted nothing to do with that little red skirt. And so mom's like, fine, it's okay, I won't make the skirt, it's fine. I was like, okay, great, crisis averted. I'm sure a lot of the parents in the room can relate to that experience. So, but as I grow up, I don't see this inner struggle that I'm having. I don't know anybody else with this struggle. I don't see it in the TV, I don't see it nowhere is that feeling that I'm struggling with showing up. So I think I'm the only one on the planet feeling this way. And there's something wrong with me or broken, right? Fast forward 20 years, I'm in my late 20s, and I'm volunteering for the very first time on a campaign at a phone bank. I had no idea what a phone bank was. And the very first thing they do when I went to the action was introduction. So it was name and pronouns. And I was like, okay. So I say my name and then, well, wait a minute, what's this pronouns thing? You mean people use pronouns that aren't assumed of them? And this opened a door for me to imagine that I could actually be who I saw myself as in this lifetime. And so it would be another year or so before I actually, and I think the hardest person it was for me to come out to and was myself. For me to accept myself and this journey was really challenging because I knew that the road ahead was not going to be easy. So the next piece was figuring out how to move through that. And I feel very fortunate because I have been surrounded by some of the most amazing and supportive people. And they didn't always know what to say, they didn't always know what to do. I was the first trans person many of them ever knew in their lives. And so something that was really helpful to me was when my family and friends, when I actually got the courage up to have this conversation to come out, when they said, I don't understand this, but I love you. And I will do whatever you need me to do to support you, and we will move through this together. And we did, and I feel so fortunate and lucky to have had that support because so many queer folks do not get that kind of support. And that means more than you could ever know to me. So I want to leave you all with 3 really important things that you can do to support this amazing, beautiful, large, diverse community. 1, share your pronouns. Create that space for people to share, because if we make assumptions, I'm not gonna just assume your name is Jack or John or Rose, right? I don't know what your name is unless you tell it to me. Same thing with your pronouns. I don't know what your pronouns are unless you tell me. Some people don't use pronouns at all. That's also great, but I'm never gonna know if I don't create that space for people to share that with me, right? So when you're at meetings, all those things, pronouns are so critically important. That's 1. 2, when you find yourself in a voting booth, vote for candidates, vote for issues that support this community. Y'all, we need you more than ever right now. We need you in the US. We need you in Canada. Scary times out there. I don't need to tell you all about it. I know it's in the news every day. But we need you to show up for us. And last, but not least, really important, I want you to talk to the people in your life. Everybody. It doesn't have to be a person who identifies as trans or queer or any of these diverse and beautiful identities that we hold. I want you to talk to people in your life and tell them that you love them unconditionally. Because that act, while it might feel small or it might feel perhaps random at times, that can literally be what changes or even saves a life. Thank you.